Hello, my name is Paul Palmer, and today I want to talk to you about personal development, lifelong learning, and basically improving yourself. So, many people think about personal development as going on a course or studying for a degree. Maybe they need some sort of certification. But to me, it's more to it than that. There's more to life than just reading a book, watching a video, studying a um, a set um, a set series of topics. So I got a little story to tell you. Now, when I was doing my masters, I think I was doing my masters in quality management back in the 90s, and they set me an assignment to do, and it was about Isambard Kingdom Brunel. I think I chose Isambard Kingdom Brunel from a choice of three, and I've never heard of him. And I read about the Great Western Railway, and what I didn't think about as I was studying the topic and reading around and finding out what other people knew, I didn't think about the 3,000 words that I had to create for the assignment that we were doing. And I was more than reading, I was studying, I was enhancing, I was interpreting the text, I was watching videos, I was enhancing my knowledge, I suppose, rather than just doing the assignment. And I got to the point where I thought, oh, I think I've done enough now. And bear in mind that the goal of this assignment was 3,000 words, plus or minus 10%. And I've been enjoying what I've been doing, and I've been researching further and more in depth than I would do normally, because I enjoyed the actual personal development and knowledge that I was gaining, and the skills from understanding the approaches that have been used. And I got there and I thought, well, I've typed it all up, I better do a spell check. I had 15,000 words. And although I'd enjoyed it, I thought, well, what do I do now? Take out all the ifs, ands, and buts? Not really. So I looked back at the topic that was given, and I thought, well, that's a bit basic. It's quite simple. So I used all the information that I got, and I looked at it, and I thought, well, let's take that section out, take that section that's not relevant, and condensed it down to I think I got to 3,200, maybe 3,500. And I barely passed the assignment. But I gained a lot of knowledge. I understood the skills involved in planning and designing a railway to go across the country. All the activities involved. I learned about the aqueducts, the viaducts, the different types of cuttings, the actual technology and the research that they needed to do for the trains, because where they had I seem to remember there was one. This is how many years ago? 30 years ago. There was one particular hill that only certain trains could get up, and if they couldn't get up it, they needed a shunter to push them up, because they had to go over was it the Pennines? Or was it one of the other ranges lower, further south in the country? I don't remember now. But I do remember Isambard Kingdom Brunel and the Great Western Railway. And I enjoyed studying it. And I passed. But why was the learning restricted? Well, because we have boundaries and restrictions as to what we can learn, what we're taught, should I say, rather than what we can learn. Because I believe in lifelong learning. And you can, I think it says on the thing behind me of it, never stop learning. I've never stopped. I did try once. I left at 6 months and I had to do something else. I've studied pharmaceuticals all my life, human biology, for as long as I can remember, even before I left school. My top subject was biology. It's the only one I've ever had 100% in a test in. But why was that? Because I really enjoyed genetics. Genetics is really useful now, of course, with the development of vaccines, the ribonucleic acid, the viruses that we embed in the cells, produce the cells, and use them as a vaccine or a treatment. Use them as ATMP for targeted personal treatments, personal medicine. I don't want to go too much into technical detail because I know we've got a wide audience here, but what I would like to recommend is that you commit to always improving yourself throughout your life. Never stop. When we stop, well, then what's the point? Why carry on if you don't enjoy everything that you do around you? I really enjoy working in the pharmaceutical industry. I started back in 1986, formally, with my real first full-time job. But actually I started before that. I started another 4 years earlier. Maybe it was 6. I started by working in a pharmacy with my father. And I used to actually prepare the ointments. I used to have my pestle and mortar, get the ingredients, and create the ointments to cure the patients that we were. Actually, it was prescribed, so it was prescription-only medicine. And I was there preparing these prescription medicines, I remember, on the pharmacy counter. Would that be allowed now? I think it is. I think it still happens. Compounding, I believe they still call it. And it would be one lot at a time, and we put it into the tub, and then they'd get their instructions on the outside as per the doctor's instructions, which sometimes was completely illegible, and you had to ring them up and produce the label based on what they told you, because the information they provided was terrible. I was really pleased when they switched over to computer-generated scripts. That was so much easier. Okay, so that's it for today. It's Paul Palmer. And what I hope you will all do is consider throughout your life, what can you learn? What knowledge can you apply? And it doesn't have to be in the classroom. I've learned just as much being on a hill, observing animals. I've even studied plants, ecology, the ecology of the way systems grow. My passion, I suppose, really is human biology, but I don't mean just physiology. The mental aspects of human biology are just as interesting. The studies that people do in motion. Have you ever watched a footballer that's retired? Look at the way he walks. If you know what I mean, tell me in the comment. And if you don't, go watch somebody who played football all the way through college and watch them from behind as they walk. And then I can predict what operation they're going to need. It's Paul Palmer. Talk to you soon. Have a good day.